I want you to keep an open mind as I teach you how I make my meatballs, but more importantly, how I build flavor profiles. Go beyond the salt, the pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder, and really learn how to build flavors, okay? Now, right here, I'm just grating up some red and white onions. You can use a food processor if you like, or some other means of extracting the onion juice from the onion, along with the minced onion pieces. Next, I'm going to grind up some parsley and garlic with my mortar and pestle. This too, you can use one of those little mini choppers or processors if you have one. And I'm going to add that to the onion mixture, okay? And we also got some ground spices like cardamom, cloves, cumin, turmeric, paprika, thyme, black pepper, and then we're going to use some of this Better Than Bouillon base. It is really concentrated and really good. About a tablespoon or so of that, and we're going to stir that directly into the onion mixture. This mixture by itself is enough to season up some food. Remember, we have the onions, the garlic, the parsley, the chicken bouillon base, so that's enough right there. But let's go ahead and toss in our dried spices and give this a good mix to create a paste. I'm only going to use half of this paste for the meatballs and the other half in the other part of the recipe. Now go ahead and use whatever ground meat you want to use. I'm going to use the Beyond Meat, okay? This is a vegan meat mixture. Please use the meat of your choice. Any ground meat will do. Go ahead and toss your meat directly into the seasoning mixture, and then go ahead and hand roll your meatballs. That size is good for me. Whatever size you choose is fine. Next, I'm going to prep my veggies. You can use any vegetable of your choice. I'm using carrots, potatoes, and zucchini, okay? Now, the reason why I stress that you can use whatever ground meat you prefer is the fact that people will click off of a video as soon as you mention vegan anything if they're not vegan. I'm not vegan either, okay? I'm going to add this palm oil to a skillet. This palm oil is a West African brand, but you can find this at any African market or Amazon, or if you go to your international section in your grocery store, they may have it there. This palm oil is just going to give that orange color, but also a nutty, woodsy flavor, okay? Next, we're going to add in the other half of our spice mixture into the palm oil, giving it a good stir until it's all incorporated together. If you see the palm oil smoking in this video clip, it doesn't mean that my temperature is too high. Palm oil just has a high smoke point, so make sure you have either a window cracked open or the fan that's in your hood or on your hood over top of the stove. I added in my carrots and potatoes. I'm going to toss those in until they get nice and coated, and then I'm going to add some chicken broth. You can also use chicken stock. You can also use water, okay? Chicken broth or chicken stock just adds, of course, more flavor. Next, we're going to go ahead and saute our meatballs in some sunflower oil. You can use any oil that you want, but I'm going to go ahead and put about 3 tablespoons into the skillet, just enough to get a nice crust on the outside, making sure that the inside gets done though, especially if you're going to use like beef, chicken, or pork. Make sure the inside gets cooked well. And these are vegan, so we don't have to cook them as long, but I am still going to put them in there for a nice coloring process and also to get that little crust on the outside. Now, one of the things I like doing is giving the meatballs a nice little toss around so that you don't get the bottom side flattened that's closest to the bottom of the pan, okay? Then I add a little water, put the lid on, and put it on low. Then I remove the lid and just let whatever liquid is there just go back and evaporate into that meatball, okay? And then we're going to take out the meatballs and let whatever seasoning and oil that's in this pan go ahead and cook our zucchini. Now, the reason why we didn't add that zucchini to the other vegetables because zucchini has a lot of water, okay? And all you're going to end up with is mushy zucchini. Remember, we're teaching how to build flavor profiles, and we're also teaching certain cooking techniques. I'm not a trained chef or anything. I just have many years of experience in the kitchen, and for me, I do not like the texture of mushy zucchini or squash, okay? So because of that water content in the zucchini, it's going to extract from the zucchini and add sort of a sauce to the pan. So that's why I didn't add any more oil or any more any water or anything to the skillet. I just put the zucchini directly in after frying the meatballs and added some all-purpose seasoning on top. That's it. This step is completely optional. That is just a dollop of peanut butter that I added for my family, with the exception of my son. So by this point, I had already taken out enough for my son to have on the side before I added the peanut butter. And this is how it looks after the peanut butter. Nice and creamy. This is my husband's plate. Just putting the rice on the bottom, the meatballs on top, the vegetables all around it with the sauce. And this is my plate. I just wedged the zucchini in between my meatballs and I enjoyed it.